Hello and welcome to the 1% Solution. Here you'll find tips and tools to help you acquire more physician clients one small step at a time. I'm Dr. Vicki Rackner, your host. This week I'd like to share with you 10 ways that you can leverage curated content as a marketing tool. We all know that content is king. Here you learn about how to build relationships with physicians by delivering high-value content. Now, you don't have to create this content. Instead, you can curate and deliver it. Let's talk about 3 basic rules and then 10 specific tips. First, begin with content that your prospects and clients want to receive. There might be things that interest you that don't necessarily interest prospects and clients. Next, you want to put your mark on the content before you pass it along. Interpret some of the findings. Let people know how this information applies to them and their lives. Always be looking for ways to deliver more value. I remember one time I went shopping at Nordstrom's with my son. He needed a pair of pants. We arrived there 15 minutes before the store closed and left with hemmed pants. That was true value above and beyond. Think about how you can do that with curated content. Let's talk about 10 ways that you can do this. And as the example, I'm going to show you how you can leverage the Medscape 2015 Physician Compensation Report. Number 1, when you're meeting with individual clients, you can draw this data and show how your client compares to the national average. Physicians are very competitive. They always want to know how well they're doing with relationship to their colleagues. Next, you can interpret or explain the data. For example, this report shows that male physicians still make more than female physicians. Maybe you have some ideas about why. You can use the data to highlight a problem that you fix. In this study, it said that 9% of physicians ran concierge or all-cash practices. If you've got innovative ideas about how physicians can generate more revenue, tap into that number. Create a quiz, especially if there's counterintuitive information in the report. For example, you might want to have a quiz. In what state do physicians generate the greatest and least incomes for the same procedure? Or, which physician specialties are happiest? You can reproduce the survey locally. If you're working with cardiologists, maybe you want to go to the Association of Cardiologists locally and ask them if they'd like to do a survey review locally. This could potentially give you a high profile within the community, plus you'd have data that you can bring back to the cardiologists. You can create your own special report. If you do that, please be very careful about honoring other people's intellectual property. Next, you can leverage LinkedIn. You can send a copy of your special report or your interpretation to your primary connections on LinkedIn. You can post it on groups where prospects and members belong. You can blog and tweet about the findings and engage prospects and clients in a conversation. You can create a press release highlighting some aspect of the article. Now remember, a press release is not an advertisement about you. Rather, it positions you as the expert who's interpreting or bringing some information to the readers. Last, you can use this information to pitch a story to a journalist. It's very easy to reach out to journalists on social media. You can maybe approach them on Twitter and compliment them on an article that you found interesting. Say, you might be familiar with this report that was just published. I believe that this demonstrates a trend. Would you like to write an article about this trend with 5 specific tips that you can pass along to your physician readers? It's easy to go out and curate great content, but here's the most important point. Don't just be a carrier pigeon bringing the information to your prospects and clients. Instead, add extra value. Thanks for stopping by today. I hope that you found value in this content. Please feel welcome to pass along this video to your colleagues, your friends, to your broker-dealer. If this has been sent to you, please feel welcome to go to www.targetingdoctors.com and get on our mailing list. Thanks again. See you next week for your next 1% Solution.